Let's talk about the concept of the right moment. And when the right moment comes, how we actually know if it's the right moment. How can we be sure? How can we be sure that we're not just, being deceived by our desires or wanting to think that we're experiencing the quote unquote right moment, right? And then when that right moment comes, we always have this tendency to pick it apart, to examine it from every single angle, because we want to be absolutely positively sure that it actually is the right moment, right? And somewhere in your life, you've been waiting for just such a moment. And, perhaps you've been kind of looking for that moment to be absolutely perfect, painstakingly clear, with no doubt that it is time for you to act and that your actions are going to return the precise fruits that you want. But guess what? Life just isn't like that. And even when life is like that, well, the human mind is prone to looking at the situation, analyzing it, perhaps overanalyzing it, and well, then that right moment that seemingly is right suddenly becomes the wrong moment. And so, as I was saying, in just such an area of your life, you've been experiencing just such a situation, right? And trying to figure out when the best time for you to take action is. Now, what is that going to relate to? That's going to depend upon whatever the solar eclipse is triggering off in your particular horoscope. And to get a deeper look at that, you can always schedule in a consultation with me. I presently have a special offer in place as part of my Teal Thursday offer, which is my answer to Black Friday. And if you want to schedule in, I do recommend scheduling in soon to take advantage of the discount on the consultations. Course bundles are also on offer, right? So let's take a little bit of a diversion for a moment, and let's talk about eclipses. We're already talking about eclipses, of course, with the energies, but let's talk about how eclipses can create this nervous, disruptive energy, right? Eclipses, on one level or another, even though they don't always turn everybody's life upside down, they're really nervous energy periods. They happen twice a year, and when they happen, they generally tend to set the tone for the next 6 months. And so when we feel them, it's quite common to feel unsettled. In ancient times, people used to feel, they used to fear eclipses and see them as some horrible thing and something to run away and hide under the covers, so to speak, right? And whilst they're definitely something that should be respected, they're also portals of great opportunity so that you can take advantage of what they're actually offering to you. But the thing is they always have this tendency to make you feel a little bit unsettled and a little bit uneasy. And this particular eclipse cycle kicked itself off, around the 18th to the 19th of November with a lunar eclipse in Jyeshtha Nakshatra that was preceded by the moon transiting over Uranus as Mars and Uranus were opposing each other, which is really rather explosive energy. And so when the cycles started off in that way, it generally tends to, with this particular situation especially, maintain that energy. And so in your life, things have felt on edge. And perhaps that's an understatement. You've been feeling like you've been walking a tight wire, and if you make the wrong move, one direction or the other, you're going to fall off, right? But what do you do when you're kind of walking that razor's edge and you're needing to make sure that you don't fall off? You follow that age-old advice of you just want to focus straight in front of you, because that's really the best thing that you can do so that you don't lose your balance and go over the edge one direction or the other. But let's face it, that's a difficult dance with reality, and one that ultimately feels like it's impossible to maintain for any long period of time. Now, mixed in with all of these emotions that have been going on, you've been having to take that level of, uncertainty and lots of other things that you're feeling about the situation. And in order to maintain, you've just been having to put them in a certain place, right? Now, there's a danger when you do that. When you put your emotions in a certain place, in essence, what you're doing is you're shutting down part of that very same faculty that allows you to tune into the moment at hand and really understand that, yes, the time is right. And yes, the time is now. And so when that actual right moment comes along, instead you look at that perfect golden opportunity and you go, I don't know if I have the skills to take that particular approach. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a good enough job in order to fulfill my responsibility. And responsibility is a very key role in this particular eclipse cycle. There's the importance of other people in your life that is playing into the equation. And because you care, that's why it feels like things are so deeply on edge, or at least one of the reasons why it feels like things are so deeply on edge. You feel like you have no choice but to get it absolutely positively right. And so then when the opportunity appears, of course you're going to question it. Because even though you feel pretty confident about what's on offer to you, you feel like you have to be absolutely, positively, painstakingly clear beyond the shadow of a doubt that taking a step forward at this particular moment in time is going to be precisely the right thing to do. But sadly, we very seldom get those options. As I was saying, then when we have those options, we query them, we question them. So at this particular point, as something is beginning to become more and more clear, why do you want to question? Why do you want to turn it upside down, aside from what we were just saying? Instead, the best thing to do, if you care, and we know that you do, is to do just the opposite. Trust your instinct. Trust your intuitions. Don't keep all that energy that you've been bottling up inside you anymore. Instead, use it as momentum to help to guide you towards fulfilling what you're trying to fulfill, right? There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees, but if you act on the moment that's right, when it's presenting itself, and I can guarantee you with this particular solar eclipse in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, what is unfolding to you is the right direction. Trust it, listen to your instincts, trust your intuition, and don't deny that your judgment is correct, because ultimately it is. And if you could use a little bit of help sorting through the confusions or the difficult emotions of eclipse time or anything else, please feel free to schedule in a consultation with me through the Astrological Services page of my website. You can find information on how to schedule at the link above. That's going to do it for the look at the total solar eclipse in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, which is going to take place on the 4th of December, 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.